Ofori Body TV na asemu Abusan Body TV na asemu Otu Darko say ya hwehwe Ofori Atta ye nya no na dentina se omundi US for ntimi info Ofori Atta mreyen ya adenti na Abu Trica Ghana na se bio ye say anti proven guilty onye guilty na ye say yesu se bobu obi afaso $8 million enti ye chine fi Ghana na US ha be fa no ko he na Ghana sana yete no Ofori Atta to US for ntimi fa na mreyen say wodi emboni nti omra no meyi sembia no. In fact, Otu Darko ya papa. But that is a wushima. There's a Ghana phobia ya interdicted omdo mako ama US phone. By 9. Eh, that's a buying by the fraud idiot. Who trust you? Ye. Kpandai. Daya na ye. About one NDC for say before chum 10. Ebe baso.
This is Boadu TV. Truth and integrity.
Me caution Ura Dogbe say, and these are whistleblowers speaking into my ears. So Nimdia me catch them. Now. And I'm even told, but under the bracket of allegations, say Okwenya faso with the process of confiscation. Me pesa mekasan makobo bidin. Inche Weno is just caution. President Mahama Kase, woe betides you if you come out with the first scandal. Me pesa scandal biabebotna. And so I am cautioning the confiscated assets Ghana, headquartered at the presidency. Me patrol ejuma namu yenumunye niye. I know say Bia you are trying your best, but Bia you can do better. Mean semino me can wine to sa teno. Esa se me pesa me kan esisu duane. Me nia me pene say maka you know Bia be kan na he. Na no mo Botu Darko ho de ma dwam kama dwum komadim. Any empenifo ni Bia. Whistleblowers church me say cheat na ba no a. Some of this vets anyway, sometimes grassroots supporters plan the boam. Ube unempenyi for naba. It's alleged say bim mama siache. Me pacho. Me pese me kohone. Eti confiscated asset. Ora dogbache. Otu Darko kasabe bre won sembe ho. Enano tienyameken. Tienyameken because moti ase. Tienyameken. Monya ma ye. No bi anfa nim guase ameka papa. Say it's under Chief Julius Debra. Papa no peno wasem. He's a humble soul. Or no, untina no kasampu. Papa no peno wasem. It will be a moye committee na me in charge of a year confiscated asset. No, work with due diligence. Baby, I done more fan too. And ya fair, mubetimi a supporting for the grassroots. There are a lot of boys at the grassroots, even at executive level as constituency executives. Because vet crown here. And I'm also told say by the law no so obe confiscated asset na so obe tonwa. I stand for correction, but I know say Kwame Kwachi na dey buy ya. You also alert Kwame Kwachi say yeah or share there no. But I am learning under the bracket of allegation say there are times Kwame or share senkrofo kwe ni mo. For now, muye mianom etu ma minka ne say. But ebia the next time one messenger ba ababeka no minka ne say. Owura Dogbeche, you and the eminent committee are in charge of confiscated assets. Mesramo, send ye mrada ho se monya no. Monya ne saa. Minim nyameka. Mpe dachi scandal bia, monya ne saa. Kwame mamifa eno ento ho. Na Kwame maminka Abu Trica asemi kakra. Amsa Abu Trica asemno Argentina. The truth of the matter is say, if you have not been a victim of fraud and a fraudulent activity, sometimes I have a soft spots for this alleged criminals. Sometimes I have a soft spot for this alleged criminals. Sometimes I have a soft spot for this alleged criminals. Sometimes I have a soft spot for this alleged criminals. Sometimes I have a soft spot for this alleged criminals. Sometimes I have a soft spot for this alleged criminals. Sometimes I have a soft spot for this alleged criminals. Sometimes I have a soft spot for this alleged criminals. Sometimes I have a soft spot for this alleged criminals. Sometimes I have a soft spot for this alleged criminals. Sometimes I have a soft spot for this alleged criminals. Sometimes I have a soft spot for this alleged criminals. Sometimes I have a soft spot for this alleged criminals. Sometimes I have a soft spot for this alleged criminals. Sometimes I have a soft spot for this alleged criminals. Sometimes I have a soft spot for this alleged criminals. Sometimes I have a soft spot for this alleged criminals. Sometimes I have a soft spot for this alleged criminals. Sometimes I have a soft spot for this alleged criminals. Sometimes I have a soft sp Sɛ froster bi awia o sikada ana sɛ froster bi afa kwati kwan so awia o da sometimes ayana enkomo no different. A lot of people are master say bi mo ka say ana Abu Trica those things fine, they are entitled to their views, but you see obi bia kromfo awia ne da no so koto se yebo kromfo a wan hwe a ono ba ko se bo na ba sa mo fa mo no instant justice enya ade a eye papa. And say ye ka sensam no a ese ye ka no nyansam esa besepa no koni haban ye tase no banyansafo. But come in as much as a student of cyber security, meaning the negative consequence of breaking through cyber security na edi wo yene ni wo ha okese eba obanfo so no, I will not pretend say me support ade a emwa na cyber security entimi nyina brane. But you see, it can say your team name be ase. And then I make kind idea be Ghana web and utie the I'm not say Oslo and I say American ambassador to Ghana no. And why Bema ambassador no. I don't know what they say. They have been so great cooperation. Every Ghana institutions, state agencies now Juman. They have been corporations. I.e. National Intelligence, National NIB, the Police CID Department, AB IOCO, Economic and Organized Crime Office, AB Office of the Special Prosecutor, and maybe Special Prosecutor Sanuka the Messi Abaho. Because me advice Mami and Papa John Mahama, you know. I agree with President Mahama say office in the main scrap it, but leader no there. So there have been a lot of collaborative effort according to the ambassador of America to Ghana. In a space of just 1 year, Kwame, there have been extradition of 9 Ghanaians outside the country. In a space of just 1 year, they have extradited Ghanaians, citizens of our lands, overseas. And one of them, Abu Trica. Ladies and gentlemen, Miniha no say I'll whitewash Abu Trica. But even the law says until proven guilty, you're innocent. The point I'm making is this. Some daily collaborations now, according to the ambassador of America to the Republic of Ghana, or trust of the Ghanaian institutions, are collaborating. How are we also ensuring, say, the American institutions also collaborate? Not people like Ofori Atta will be extradited to Ghana. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I don't get it. Say, anytime I see any part of the body in any foreign land, especially America, our state institutions are in a hurry with all alacrity. Hey, onyo mufanenko. Hey, onyo munchenenko. Hey, onyo. Ladies and gentlemen, minkase yan katabone. So I didn't say that, and that is not part of my narrative. But what I'm saying in essence is this: what is good for the goose is equally good for the gander. And what is good for America is equally good for Ghana, especially when these two nations have equal sovereignty. Yes, Ofori Atta. How many years now? Let me even use months. Because Saturday, no, but how many months now? And you cry, best 6 months ago, if not 7 months. And 8 months ago. How long is it taking those same institutions in America to extradite Ofori Atta to Ghana? But say Ghana ni bi bonia, quickly we extradite the person to America. Why? Why? Like I said, as a student of cyber security, I will not condone the acts of cyber fraud. I am against it totally. But say Ghana for air collaborating na yajiminti sabi penifo no fancha me de bia ya twe enkrofo ba adana ye de ba kopam de ontime ma. Enemy tie Mr. Kumado and or he's a doctor, Dr. Kumado, or sabi papa no ineligible. Eti maybe I may disagree with him because sabi ni onim no minim, and this is why I disagree with him. Nene say enkrofo ayeka say Ofori Atta should also come. No, they speak out of ignorance. I doubt, sir. I doubt. Where I agree with Mr. Kumado, say at a point, Mr. Sremsai, a Deputy Attorney General, Eka said, when I requested for the docket from the Office of the Special Prosecutor, and yet that docket covering Ofori Atta, a case, docket name, and that may be a contributing factor to why those state agencies in America, and your crowd say they are going to pass or going to activate the extradition order. The little point, ladies and gentlemen, me make it a way say we are too in a hurry to give our own people up, but very sluggish than the snail and tortoise to extradite our own people using the same state institutions. According to the ambassador of America to Ghana, they are working with all alacrity. Answer please, I don't know. Obroninti, the Demrica, it's look, I don't know. And boys now, you find it on social media, Abrafunu through slave trade. Bedi ya bwaneno. Ye manu. Oma foma se kejimu. Haudom ko se kejimu America. Coded. Musuenye sa kakra. Obinya yi kakra. No abe fronting. Nene Facebook. Tesa Abu Trica. One of his videos. Kwame, I don't know. No, I'll come to this video. One of the videos ana or case kabe bregu no. Ano sa kwa aboda bana. Because what we are Juma Bay important, and now we are ubeti such monies. Because courts, a competent court of jurisdiction, and caso a criminal, I can't criminalize him. But the point I'm making, ladies and gentlemen, assuming without admitting say empo anka fraud no unya intelligent you cannot do. It's a man saying anasampa no when you come you front it on social media. Why? I know ka uno bit say chama wuntu me brei. Okay, so he brandished gold on TV. Okay. No, he got that all. In class, some say, and no, Breno. Sa God, Nina, as in Bank Sika on your corner. What the code ya bro? Sikano chama won't to me. Now, ye go pronosono. What the code ya bro? I know the be quiet, quayo. Sasikana Bunusano, a quanua, Yabutu, a bronuswa, Yamutu. What's an nobody? It's sad. It is so sad. I agree. Say, boys, and the Binanya, Obit says Shatawali. What's that? The car sent by and a giddy and a shutter. Look, says I just say American Casa. I just say UK and Casa. I just say different country. I believe we have signed global conventions and treaties. So some of these things Interpol must work. But I'm saying, send ya Americano. Yeah, almost afraid. Just a year, I extradited Ghana for about 9 to overseas. And not say cooperative institutions of Ghana need cooperative with the American government. But there are a lot of netizens on the street like us. Hey, now more than 1 year per when you're 9. Yes, we are there. Penny you can for your toe. I don't know there. And you say
before I was putting it on, I'm and I was laughing. Because in the same speech, Ambassador Nikan said, "Omu available with any extradition request." Now, extradition is a standard protocol, and there are processes you need to go through. No. Now, my can say, I don't know, Yoko is arresting people, and Yoko is not bringing Ofori Atta. No, that is That is not right. I don't want to use the word ignorance, but you can't say that because the leading investigator in the Ofori Atta case. No, the BNI is not the leading investigator. The police is even not a leading investigator. Yawakroma and Deputy Attorney General can say OSP for docket in Bromo say on Famba. Manasi Azuri can say there's a blood between the Attorney General Department and the OSP. Yawakroma OSP for can say they are the leading investigator in the Ofori Atta case. And they are the ones who initiate the process.
Yeah.
And they have actually Anamiwa.
That's right.
And it was one of the cases Martin Pebo took up that led to his arrest and nearly imprisonment or something. So, meaning, if we want to speak the truth, we know who to go and speak to. Is that not it? It's not Yoko. It's not BNI. It's not police.
It's OSP.
Exactly. And Attorney General. Because they are the only ones. Because Justice Saka said, to go for extradition, it's like you are going to court.
That's right.
So you need to have the documentation. Fabroma, you say Chobwe, you bring. Close down the office, they say, hey, don't close it down. But we are receiving petition and we are sending it. And we all know the reason for setting up the special prosecutor's office in the first place. And we all know the reason why Matamidu became the first special prosecutor. But we are lying to ourselves and we are playing the ostrich again. Meaning, okay, I said Matamidu pick on the current special prosecutor about the caliber of officers he's using. Okay, in the case of Lambianca or something like that, there was some crossfire.
Lambianca.
When that investigation happened, Matamidu went after this current special prosecutor, but because of Matamidu, but me, from investigative point of view, my age for many years, they understand these things. I can tell you for a fact, they don't have the investigative muscle. And I say staff no almost they are small in number and they do not have the background like the police and the BNI that has both a robust investigative machinery with diversity. They can investigate many of the cases. Now share the huge cases a special prosecutor picks up. Those cases are a bit complex. And they are a bit huge, and they do not have the capacity to be able to investigate it. So what happened? There are delays, and they are inconclusive. One of them is the Ofori Atta case. And Timina, this is where we are.
Very well. Mebacho, ye person dey go school kakra. Esa unim dia owonti. Ye ka cybercrime wa. Ebiensa an obi be ya e be constitute cybercrime. Na fe ye dey be link Abu Trica.
A subset of the universal crime and financial crime. And the cybercrime is a crime that is committed online with the help of a network device. And see, every network device be a phone, computer, or network connectivity. Yet to me, you see the committee cybercrime. Now, a crime we commit it online into a digital space, a cyber security space, and I say a cyber space. Cyber crime can only happen when your cyber security is broken down or there are breaches. And see, at individual level, your cyber security techniques you need to put in place so that nobody can breach it. At the corporate level and at the national level, your nyama so that nobody can breach into the cyber security. Because it is when the cyber security is breached, then cyber crime can occur. It is also important to say, for the purposes of public education, sometimes, even though crime, online crime, your offline activities, and I say your offline behavior can also influence the online crime to be committed. So people must understand it so properly. And so when we say cyber crime, it's a crime that is committed online with the use of network device.
Okay.
And there are various ways of committing it.
Okay. Where me teacher because currently me a student of cybersecurity. Now in one of our classes, me say a teacher catch and say usually no jurisdiction matter. Baby crime no ebe koso no. Ehu hiya potin. And sometimes baby a crime ebe koso no. Say only park no person extradite no. Say ni krom no. Enye crime wa. All the assembly call no a ayana and shadamfa. So for instance, maybe homosexuality. It's a crime in Ghana, but there be any of the states in America, for example, and your crime. The question is this: crime nankasa relative to Abu Trica. Yes, why no? That $8 million romance scam no. And Ghana had them near no. So the jurisdiction, legal jurisdiction is here. It's had in a yen trial in Ghanaian courts. Now he must be extradited, sir.
No, Americans are interested in him coming. But baby, Uja one can near teacher who can say any country no war extradition protocol arrangement.
Okay,
but one can. One can. And see, Mammy Stephen now, Kokona, Yachina, or Kobayano. Say a new was extradition protocol.
Okay.
And now Obaya to send patri bikoye. Before say celebrity because talk idea send by.
That's right.
Before say we to Yachino. And because you know more extradition into a year or more government no making request no one. Number two, baby a crime need taking place no predominantly a yomo. And number three, omo ya dupe omo pano, omo ya high level personalities in their country. That is why the CIA at the embassy is involved, the FBI is involved, Department of Justice is involved, and the State Department is involved. Now, 4 institutions, they are not institutions out there. You want to hear them spin behind your window because baby, all be they'll come for you. Now, on him, check case, you know, you're the best court where you have. Now, your judges, I can say, the American government has met all the terms and conditions for extradition. And your judges, you know, and no more can say, and in the case of the former finance minister, Justice I can say, and to say, oh, court, and to before say, oh, pray for extradition, you need to go for their judges to be convened and give a judgment that the person should come. And it is the same thing. Papa no of the American embassy in Isuka, they are open for extradition request, but it doesn't come easily. Okay.
Yeah.
That is it. That's exactly what it is.
Now, Ira, we cried on a lighter note and Sana Matthias him seriously. So we cried and maybe because down in Crofway, you go to Diamond. I know my master Sako Yom Queen say with the
enemy count. Enemy count. Danger. Now, Minia, let's even play the devil's advocate.
Okay.
Omudi corner, say no moyano.
Omani say home.
And say, yeah, Jimmy say, oh, committee fraud the crown now, you don't even learn the basis.
Oh.
Omo buy omudi corner, say no omudi corner.
I be the Nyansa Council of Faculty.
Exactly. And when you are in fraud, I'm a fraud preventionist. I have 29 years experience.
Wow.
My latest book is called Criminal Behavior, Corporate Crime, and Investigation.
Wow.
I have done it globally. Richard Kumado is known. You are not even my friend. You want to commit fraud. You don't know the basis. And you go and commit such a fraud, they'll come for you. Oh, say, yeah, brabaku. No, celebrities, you need to be brave.
Sure.
Okotoka issue by yeah, Kano, he was misbehaving and saying all manner of stupidity. Oko buy, no, so Baba can say, Sani brother, now Okoshiano for breakfast.
Obepacho.
Obepacho, no, can say the brother, you're one of the best in the country today. Who has that?
That's right.
We are your brothers. We know the terrain, you don't know. And when we are talking to you, you are insulting us. So who will defend you? Do you have a name that we can trade your name for? Do you have credibility? What are you trading with them? And so move a farm go that come where yes slave trade no mu say no mu. We have I have lived in London for 7 to 10 years. I have traveled extensively. Who do you have as a brother? But at that time, no, big okoba and say no
Okay.
Now on him say for the devil's advocate again. On him say car no kotoye na issues nearby and then lead to A, B, C, D being pick up. We'll leave it for the gods.
The gods can answer better. But it is we say in Abu Trica, for now, you say on to proving you to a unison. But granted, say, will be a committee such a crime. Now you can say you're convicting her. But that's serious.
20 years. Money laundering is a serious crime, and but with a huge of ramifications and consequences. But then he is entitled to lawyer, and he's a lawyer. No idea what US or how they are. Even though the US prisons are far better than Ghana prisons, you know. he will cool off for some time. But Onusu Kobiena no Kasana or some info about certain people in Ghana. Every 20 years you can be reduced.
Okay, lawyer idea my main link you to Abra your channel or then Adam for be there was a video and for video no to Facebook my Mira what's your video no
there's a lot of ignorance in this country. Many opinion my can't say which no ma for say they handcuff them at their back.
Okay,
but you always compare our country to America and Britain. Don't you see people handcuff at their back?
Yes. Sometimes pinned down. Sometimes they are pinned down.
For say Mami can't tell say about wired money, money laundering, drugs peddling, arms trading, human trafficking. They are first cousins. They operate on the same straight line.
Okay.
And to someone who say cheating is classified as notorious. Ama Yakoti about 30 people in a cybercrime hub.
Yeah, 32.
And that is human trafficking. Yeah. And see, can human trafficking now? It happen within Ghana. It happen within the region. It happen on the national level or on the global level. But you need to arrest one to lead to the two. And to Ubekaya, Minister of Communication, that can say once the notorious has been picked up, they have about 2 to 3 people to pick up. Who can ask them no? Exactly. So when people were saying, say, I then a certain specific particular person be what baby, and I was looking at them and I was like, what are you saying? Because human trafficking, wired money, trade, drugs trading, arms peddling, and trafficking in human beings, they are the same. So they operate the samely. Then the last one, on say, investigators and prosecutors, we have been taught to ask questions.
Yes.
And to me, I will ask you questions. Even at the point of death, we are still asking you questions. So when you are a crime suspect or you are a subject of investigation, there are differences in it. Crime suspect and subject of investigation. The investigator and the prosecutor, while we are crime suspect, you do not have control over the type and the kind and the number of questions they will ask you. But you have the right to remain silent. And to someone who say, the America you refer us to, no,
yes,
what they do, no, say they will tell you, I have applied to my Fifth Amendment. Fifth Amendment means I don't talk.
Okay.
But sometimes they will tell you, say, don't say anything because whatever you say can be used against you in the court of law.
Yes.
So to the extent, say, your brain tells you that I will not speak unto my lawyer's camp, that do not stop the investigator or the prosecutor from asking you questions because baby questions. And whether you answer them or not, you have the right to remain silent.
Omo ana ekeka say Abu Trica etwase anka ye nua panin lawyer Chumberi matwen ema lawyer ba because he has a right, he has intelligent no sir.
No, do you know it is Chumba for I'm sure because it does public, media public education. Okay. He has so much hatred and everything he does, whether good or bad, they want to bring in politics and bastardize him. Other than that, I've just explained to you, investigators and prosecutors. Meaning, say, with the IGP, we are very close. They'll tell you, even at the point of death, there are bizarre questions. So you have the right to remain silent. And thankfully, Berman can say, I will not speak unto my lawyers. So why did you speak?
So maybe
you don't have control
so there are people who say
of questions, and you do not have control over the type and kinds of questions they will ask. So, but you have the right to remain silent. So why did you talk?
So there are people who point fingers to the effect say he spoke under duress because they are not pressure.
What was the duress there? Now, my first say interrogation. Nobody has interrogated anybody in this country. Video now, unless there's another video, but that video now, did you see any duress there?
The same video, no.
Did you see any interrogation there? When we say interrogation, it's not a friendly environment, So it's also part of the ignorance and the illiteracy and the arrogance of thought in this country that everybody insults everybody and get away with it. That we go to school, our children are not passing, and it's not a problem. This is a society you are producing. When you want to get involved in a crime, you learn the basis.
That's right.
And the basis shows that when the law comes after you and you are arrested, keep quiet. So who asked you to talk? Because you don't have control over the investigator and the prosecutor. And whether you are at the point of death, they will ask you questions. And you do not have control over the number of questions or the type of questions they will ask you. So keep quiet.
So are you saying, say, Abu Trica could have insisted, say, on Kasa, so the lawyer comes?
Someone said in the video, he said, I will not speak unto my lawyer.
That's right.
So why did you speak? Has anybody put a gun on your head?
No.
Yeah, so when you want to get involved in crime, get the basics right. And let's stop this ignorant blame game. Me, in my whole life, I don't like recording. Because I have the ability of cracking it open without recording. And I have problem with people who do session recordings and all that. One of the other points in this, we don't know where this recording was done. Oh. You don't know, say, whether it's at the point of the arrest or whether the suspect has been moved from one location to the other before this arrest, before this interview. Because normally the police will interview you and the BNI will question you. We don't know that area. So all those things they were saying, if you say a personal issue, how many Chumberima was, because Chumberima is a police officer, is a lawyer, and some of his media engagement is very aggressive. So he has made enemies for himself. And whatever he does, whether good or bad, people bring in politics and they bastardize everybody.
Oh.
But I don't think question now or Bisanu is a very harsh question.
Oh.
Because only about issues of money laundering, for which cyber fraud is one of them. There are three things we are looking at for: source of funding, nature of business, and the ultimate beneficiary of the asset. No. And in your business, say what work do you do?
It was a harmless question. You remember they say maybe yes, century no
exactly. Unless the different video, but I don't think it put him under pressure.
It's a simple case. It maybe actually the jam last but one cry. Because we can't cancel because extradition. But your processes no
one call beside special prosecutor.
No say you be say no on you.
Na say attorney general cause on for docket ni man.
The ben day.
Instead the president say don't scrap the office. I believe that they don't have the capacity to investigate many of those cases. And my fear is that not the case, no court, and the people have been discharged, acquitted and discharged. You can't try them again. And it's also one of the things we need to be watching out carefully, because there are too many things undercover and undertones, and people must read the lines. Other than that, it's on to government. For they that have ears, let them hear.
You're speaking to us in parables. Kumado.
God bless. Ask for one of my books and you can call me off when you finish. I'll send it to Federal Express and they'll bring it to you.
Thank you, sir.
I've written about 26 pages on cyber security and cybercrime effects.
I'll be grateful, sir.
No problem.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
All right. You're Richard Kumado, you're a security expert, security consultant, and education and common. Where the sank good now, no, and almost say, anyways. Live on Accra 100.5 FM, Jumedi Indian Citizen Show, Medin Nanu to that. You can join the feed. Ubitimide or questions so about Kwatini Manuel or say watching you live. Kingsley Kojo. Kwame, you say you betimine financial intelligence person so Eddie and Komo Yanua. Yeah, between Sir and Komono. Sechi Gideon and so Ewahanum Sansona Robert Jr. So no too. Where is Ofori Atta? Abu Trica is not government appointee. He's helping recovering the stolen funds for country. Say boys na umuni minyanza. What do I say? Memboa krono because say ubi defraud do where ya. But the point is that so when you fraud sikam, why do you even I find out they be to social media next go huna? Oh no. You attract the eyes of the world. Come on. An intelligent way of making money. But sometimes to minianum. Yenti aya same way see can with all seriousness they say. And here Yankro Krabeka say you be higher mobra. Because these are boys say because you knew yes so. But because of how our almost fraud don't crofo, make us or you because he's not been proven guilty. Ebi say almost fraud and crofo no. Ebeka we no see the mansion. No talkers yes kwame kwache the mobra. But if you na kwame kwache nya crofo into any car. But abaya ba power idea me so be peka man.
Repre the way you don't know. Ne public pusher, the pusher behind the public. Monoma we interact with her daily. Me, I've never had that opportunity. But those who get close opportunity to go to her every day, they speak to who she is. But no, you're there. Getting close to a political contest like this, people say very, very painful things about your husband. Normally, it is in the Mbesa phone and I will cut them in for Ukumotion. You know, my young baby, I impun. People close to us, I know too. Doesn't it happen that people who are close to you sometimes once them be banana full super, then they rather want to fight?
That's right.
Yeah. They rather get more angry.
That's right.
But Canada, Japan is on record to say there, she met Mami Lordina Mahama
airport somewhere.
Airporter. Also, like she related. We have seen publicly how some people refuse to greet or shake certain people just because of what they've said about their husbands.
Yeah, even in parliament.
You understand? Recently, Chairman went to me on record. Look at what he said about President Mahama. And if you made no wahamano, all these things he said.
Mahama never uttered the word.
But Mami Lordina Mahama.
But I want to check it. Guess sound no Facebook, man.
Look at her posture. Similarly, we saw what happened in Parliament when Amako Fibua spoke about President and former President Nado.
Yeah. How we remember him? Rebecca Bufui.
We saw it.
Hey, reaction was serious.
Yeah, apart from Amako Fibua, Mami Rebecca even decided to snub Speaker Babi.
Yeah.
I
don't know, man. I can't answer.
When in parliamentary rule, what was he expected to do? We saw the public reaction.
It's not Bamia Yerena, Sonobu. Samira no biko chiano. Yeah. Osnobeno.
You understand? So when it comes
meanwhile, Obi to say Agrada, when Lodiya Mahama and the Busuya. And yet, Mami Lodina ne Mahama hage Agrada. Okay.
Oh yes.
Again.
No, that's why I'm saying that she understands the office that her husband occupies. She understands how to carry herself as a woman and as the high office that she even is.
So I think
she understands how to engage people. She understands how to relate to people. It's very important. She's a standard not even for just women, but we the men too. There's be an idea, especially some public life. Obi the way we receive and react to the person is also very important.
Okay.
Okay. Non kwadu non buon. Na zo de nenyo dori ye no.
Okay.
Yankopon man na wonze muntu mi ye mfa nko mpempendu bi obro.
Very well cancel.
Bebe onya dini.
Okay.
Oko Ghana school, onko Tama school, nti no hono wanya di ko ni president na muko.
Oko Ghana school. Oni president you know man said uncle school papa. I don't man team in the school na.
Oko Tama school.
Na president, that no me say me who president Mahama say so are you proud of your school? I mean how? You know the school I go. Those times I walk university. Send me school I me ko say third class will say. Na me di bully on. Me who we call prempem we call Tama school mo. So Charlie, yeah wow. This be the school you go. Then go bees. You school you go. Now some make comedian. Very well. Live on Accra 100.5 FM. Obana, what is ye tuma me honyuma na edito. Let me say this name in trying to walk around and Kpandai and then the issues so. Time wa me Otu Darko. Me share say me kama me Lordina Mahama. Then the foundation who say I didn't care if I know her. I didn't care if I don't know her. The brother me kind ya. Set my me be hunu me. So I didn't care. I saw a German woman. Ubia utim say why krado pese obuane manfo. I did not see a first lady. In any case, mu follow me ene Kwame Kwachi producer. Ebeka say Tamwa ye kama me Dr. Lordina Mahama and then the foundation asem no largely and more seriously not or your position first lady. And we could have taken a decision, say, opposition for Niska. Into Yanko Kama Rebecca, Anna Bamiayre Samira. Some ye be crampo and give it to me. There are one or two things, Rebecca, a year in some hospitals near there. We can't discount that. But in terms of Obabesia, we used to have bought Nikun Echidom right from being a member of parliament, basically obey a president, and a lawyer at school in terms of Ejuma obey a bishop obey assembly, obey MP, obey deputy minister, obey minister, obey vice president, obey the Atamos president, obey 4 to 5 months, and obey the president, or opposition leader, wasamba be president. Nina mami abonikun echidom. And beyond Nikuna wabon echidom, a Juma with the foundation, and I can say on authority, ladies and gentlemen, say encrophobe brings to Abama President Mahama because of Nialodina Foundation, yeah. Right. Because baby I also see clinics, nay, hospitals, nay, whatever. Omina tuaba. Okotoma Lodina Mahama. So yeah, na yen susu say make us asam so in a minute we better say na yen susu say maame no be kai ana ye be hunu no ana ye pena sembi ana ye no ye de we saw at the park ehunu first lady why crowd so one man for and we started projecting Lodina Foundation obeji di say and yen ka bi nhim ye maame aka yen say yen so ye wo ho and eyema ho a enye ninsemu a wawisa show bia no de brain and hia yen for now. But I am so privileged say me Otu Darko nka me so me ne hwan ana kwam kwachi hwan a the first lady of the republic Asuma Obi Akaye. That is the woman I am talking about. FM. And no you dedicated program we Emma Dr. Lodina Mahama. Not because of your first lady, but because we nufutabra ba obi anu manubi. And mama, ejuma we no, the sky can't even be your limit. So far as footprints are recorded on the moon, you break through the skies onto the lights of all skies. And I brofunum, but I'm one. Say ya mama etima dwene ye ho. Upon niema papa wo dwene ho wa Ghana nyina. Wa dwene so Otu Darko bi ho ba. So ya mama Mrs. Dr. Lodina Mahama, we say thank you for your good thoughts, and it's our prayer that God will continue to bless you. At this point, yen change gear. Na yemedi Kpandai ene ho enkomo. The Northern Regional Vice Chairman of NDC Wufia, General Amin Sanso ana Council Wufia Citizen Atu Dazie Square or treacherous penny the GCPP and same way there Mr. people like Ofori Atta. Yes, he may not be an NDC, but Juma Papa we are here no. So you see indeed you see you buani nyina you bu omai this guy's mind should not go waste. We there unum so Otu Darko meka no kre to Jubilee family serious into Mr. Asemi are making serious. People like lawyer Tudazi Solomon Wusumono, those guys, divine Kroman, please. Yen promotion baby, so that they can help with the mindset at Wonkra. Because these are few people who are patriotic and they love this country. Having said that, Chairman, straight to the point.
Yeah, okay, so first of all,
Kpandai, yeah.
Congratulate His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. He has been skinned or installed as the chief in the Yoruba land.
That's right.
And the title of your friend Ataito Odua me Yoruba de nyamba Ataito Odua
Nigeria. You say President Mahama you're in Nigeria.
Nigeria anti Ghana for yam hwe ye a
omo yagin.
Omo yagin.
Oh, band your mark on Facebook baby bro.
My whole Facebook obi a okombe Mahama ye Nigeria ni a
obi say yes change president.
That's right.
But say do mbekọ there.
Oh, it's a congratulations to His Excellency the President.
Very well.
Me so michia party mpanyinfo mo national headquarters ye can say baby mo Kpandai already national organizer in call for a deputy general secretary ni most of the regional executive. I mean Accra because I have to mobilize and then join them in Kpandai until everything's going on well. Now, what is so funny about Kpandai is I'm sure you heard about yesterday's
bees.
Is
that true?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And there's misinformation, misinformation.
Okay.
Yeah, meeting in a hotel closer to Babyana. The bees are. They say beehives now bees are. Until a meeting, no sorry, you know. Now, on say party boys here, motorbike now we are for king. Now on say bees your mum pay the day. And now we hear a perfume ni sa no man. And unfortunately, so no any Kpandai market. It is also unfortunate, sir. Even the person who is involved in this case, no, he didn't come to attend the meeting or no about Kpandai. He's from a far community, far away from Kpandai.
So it has no connection with NDC.
Oh no. Baby offering a friend Kabiesu. It's about 2 hours drive. Who from Kpandai to Honum, about 2 hours drive. Until he just came to the market. Otin motosu, then everybody was running helter skelter.
Into only park no NDC.
Oh, well,
he may be, but just one active member. Campaign.
He was there.
Okay.
Just for market.
For market, and not for political purpose.
He was a victim of such circumstances. So those who are trying to spin about that matter and saying that spiritual idea say NDC want to take the seat from them, no, it is not true. It is just an incident that happened coincidentally. It is not because somebody have done it. Who's a beast? I've read a lot about people trying to spin on that matter. It is not as people are talking about.
How prepared are you?
Well, so
and maybe second question we linking to the recent global info analytic survey about Bontia, which I say honorable Nyindam, MPP is slightly leading. More preparations the same.
Yeah, so honestly, anyone who says Nyindam on the force reckon with and in Bakro on can ye.
Okay.
I mean he's a former MP.
Okay.
A former deputy minister coming from that area.
Okay.
And then we have just exited the elections. This thing had happened. Wow. And anybody who says Nyindam is not a force to reckon with on can ye. But the facts is not as it's been said.
Right.
We also agree, say, we had a problem in the past in the constituency. We share from 92, the back up to 2012, no, we've been winning a Kpandai. And to say time that your candidate no late a Likpalmo. He was there for long. You know, say they gave birth to them.
Yeah.
They have not known anybody apart from Likpalmo.
That's right.
So definitely, there's people are going to be fed up with that individual. That's when we lost the constituency to Nyindam. Until 2012, no, Okoye. But you agree with me, say that was the first time Okoye. They could not match or records. Ni a friend saying, and at that time, so NDC was in power. So they thought, opposition. That's why he could not perform. Manu, second chance. Fortunately, no, MPP won in 2016, and he was the MP. Between 2016 and 2020, he was a deputy minister. And he didn't have that, is what it takes to be re-elected for the 2024 elections. And you know, the researcher that has been conducted, I don't want to discredit it. So we know we are going to meet a force.
Oh, senior,
and
that's it. A live shoot.
We are more than prepared
to
do what? To make sure that say we win the constituency.
Okay.
Plans are far advanced strategy, and we have mapped up the constituency.
Chairman, but when you can unfortunate, maybe show no, maybe a CBS TV live show, but you have
Minia, Nana, I'm for Kpandai idea.
Okay.
The NDC is going to win the Kpandai.
More fire.
Me person won't share results. No.
Great.
From yes, I'm fan be 2016.
Fawo homai.
We share 2016 now. Your mama, lost the general elections, but he won in the Kpandai constituency. Same 2016, no, our candidate won. But even go back to 2012, your mama won, but our candidate lost. And consistently, we have always won Kpandai constituency as a presidential candidate. So if there's a reason why our candidate loses, there's a local reason, there's a domestic reason we have found solution to. And that's why we won 2020. And trust me, the 2024 was a stolen verdict by the MPP. And that's why we went to court. And yes, we agree. It might be very close. But this election is such that we know we have put plans in place to make sure that say, constituency there. we are going to win the rerun. We have our stronghold. The NPP had their stronghold. In the last election, we had neutralized their stronghold, and that's why we made a case in court saying we won the election. And when actually the judge looked at the face of your case, there was a merit with it, and that's why the verdict favored us. So after that, so I researched in there. I cannot say info.
Oh no, I mean Musa Dankwa is credible.
Dankwa,
so
he's a credible. Until we are aware, say we are meeting a credible, a solid side, and so we are prepared to turn the story. Usha, the candidate, has been an MP in opposition, and if I want to enumerate, fortunately, tamoye MP no, not na me adwuma netco. Netco is like ECG ewaha. And I was in charge of rural electrification. And I know how he lobbied to get projects to the constituents home.
Wow.
In fact, extension of electricity. It was like he was a ruling party's MP.
Was the MP?
Yeah, we were MP
2020.
in 2020.
The same candidate.
The same candidate.
Okay.
He has been in parliament before. This is not his first time down there in Salah. Okay. He has been in parliament. And he has the record, he has a track record to win this election.
I think at the point they were tired.
Yes.
That was why.
Yes. So even in his case, he has not lost elections before. This 2024 was not a loss, it was a stolen verdict. What were the issues? Usha, after the whole branch, polling station elections we were doing collation. And most of the polling stations were, the MPP saw they were losing the election. So they started creating problems. Some of our agents were chased away. So if you come later to tell them that this branch that we didn't have agent, why we need, what the judge did was very simple. NDC give us your results, MPP give us a result, Electoral Commission give us your results, and there were complete disparity between the three results. And so it was so endemic to the extent say almost majority of polling stations, over 80 polling stations, were not credible. Until nobody can tell me say, Nyendam won the 2024 elections. That's why the court have to, nullify
41 out of 152 polling stations. There were discrepancies.
Yeah, so what I'm trying to say is that we went to court with 41 polling stations. But even when we were in court, evidence were provided, further evidence were provided, and the judge saw that it was more endemic than what we even brought to court. 41 polling stations. All the pink sheets are it was not consistent with the Electoral Commission's AE. What we had was different, and what MPP and Electoral Commission was different. And that's why the thing was nullified. And so those polling stations that
which near the party another
say me feed my yard because Tamal
and I'm saying the pa. Yeah, that's what I said.
Fantastic.
Yeah, Mr. Which near
that's good. And Minia Nana Kpandai is the stronghold of the NDC. The NDC have always won Kpandai. Over 92 up to 2012, who were winning Kpandai. Even the presidential, we won 2012, won 2016. Until the time say some of these things are coming up. Until we are ready, we are battle ready. We are just assuming that Kpandai is not a stronghold. We are just assuming that we have a bad candidate. We are going in there to work so hard to make sure that the constituency is delivered to the
Fantastic. General Amin Anna Martin Nkai, Northern Regional Vice Chairman of NDC, or say Kpandai is going to turn green. And me assure say Honorable Musa Dankwa will serve as a guide. Media Sadia me pay because when it comes a man who weakness, why home where you money there. But yes, let me announce the presence of Haruna Mohammed. Bra Abeka Insa. Bra Kwaba.
Yeah, it is so.
Baba official council. Amen. Okasa boko sana. Nye. O de we nche o bekasa. Ameko cancel.
Nana.
Keje gume.
Kpandai nzamzam.
Yeah. See, you we Abu Trica na.
No.
If you have an if you are Abu Trica. The command you be.
Yes, Abu Trica na wo bobo. Is Abu Trica na.
But Abu, sir, or a former Egyptian captain also.
Yeah.
Very good player.
Abu Trica, very strong.
Very strong player.
You see, Akwetia started team. Info analytics. First, where Akwetia pose. Said the MPP was in lead. It will be a close call. And check, not no Danny.
That's right.
This year, you see, in the first year of any government, Sebi, it will be very difficult. It doesn't sometimes it will not even make sense. They will go an opposition MP. If you are getting to the latter part of that particular government, then you can choose to go anywhere. Because on Chemuko, another election. But in the first year, because I've been only 1 year. I've been obey only 1 year. I come 7 December, 7 December 1 year. 1 year here. Ghana for ye making a very emphatic decision, which was very necessary. When some will call it a second independence. But when it comes to there are being time much I say only 1 year.
100.5.
And I back to you about to the 30th December. It was still not 1 year. So if you go and take somebody, Sebi, Onya na benya. I mean, you see, name 7th December, you got to aban name Mbobewin. But now you know the leader. It's in MPP for start ya woye. What is a who choose what candidate and sana wafa into a kafa your friend Okobo Rufi and sana waye. So now they will know the presidential candidate and whip everybody into line. So Kpandai when you use MPP formula, you already know the president. Why would you go and choose somebody else? It does not make that logic. Number 2, you see, I've heard stories about Yindam, Honorable Yindam, and like he said, he's a he was so sure of himself there. Instead of him even concentrating on Kpandai, I've heard stories whereby none in the other constituencies, on all share with the Little Wool. Oh yes, you understand. So that is also there.
That can't mean just for information. We know train NDC last election.
No, say last election. There's no results.
That's the issue on it.
There's no results to call.
No, but say or call parliament. The end of the call parliament.
A difference of 3,000.
3,000.
Okay.
They are declaring,
okay.
But that's not the.
That's not
to call.
okay. Very well. For now, you need we.
Yes, indeed. Okay. Don't be unable to call.
So, but you see, even that one you can't go by it. Then you know who plays for we know that the gap that was there.
That's right. That's right.
It's all put it. There was some of our custom, but you know the gap. So you know, but the issue is that on money, baby or what, say a careful be to join the minority. The minority in parliament now. One man won't find your one too soon find your the current number they have, they are not able to do anything with it. And they can't do anything with the number. One walk of parliament and go to crowd from what to me find your so really. And they like to go and sit on the floor and demonstrate and do press conferences.
And do meal.
Yes. And do boycott and fight. That's all. So if really, see, we have a chance to take an informed decision. Because, you see, when the winning train is going, you either join or it goes without. And the people of Kpandai have an opportunity now to take a decision to join the winning train.
And before what power, say campaign.
No, that was the
also more power to man your power. Send a develop.
Exactly. It even goes beyond there. On to mama Obama. It's on my Ghana from there. Sabi, you are taking the right decision because you have a president. I want to make the first time crown over me. The first year no over me. On first year. And it's if you want to get the bigger opportunity, because we in Pan modern call and the person has an opportunity now, and they will relate to them, and what issues all in now will meet in your campaign or what catch them. They would have to respond to those needs because they know that they will be coming back in 2028 to campaign. This is the opportunity many Ghanaians did not get. How many constituencies in all Ghana have? Obia decide Obeko, national chairman will go there, all the ministers, all the MPs, all the national executives, all the regional executives, they are going into that particular constituency. How many constituencies in Ghana got the chance? Apart from Akutia, when you're organizing. How many? So those things, you normally get an opportunity to relate to people that you not an everyday thing, I been your chance now yet. And because they know they will be coming back to you. Well, what should be our day show? So they do well to honor it. And for me, I will tell the people of Kpandai. I mean, go for a Barcelona local contest, and this is a real run, so nobody can go and join. One more open for nomination. You're there. Na my career GCPPL going to join.
Who was the third person?
It's an independent candidate.
Independent candidate.
And winter or Chess or Beko?
Minya sure. Now, so independent now is more of our stock.
Or NDC.
And he said, go for being a walkway, and I say, I mean, I'll be very surprised and disappointed. With the kind of things that are happening and what we are seeing with the minority, the Juma worry. Let's say was a coffee we don't cut the minority. Now on press conference I what you are seeing from Mumba. Now they don't win a pound. What they want Jetly and Jack Chan or Parliament.
Parliament.
I mean, if that is what we want to vote people to go and join, then it will be a big shame. They have an opportunity now, and won't make good use of the opportunity and the one. Now, one ma Kpandai onye name yam. Now, untum pon them was more doko. So, emi manka, until the debia me, and to the American minam debia, we voters ID card or Shimkutu. Because Miss Manan saying a parliamentary, a real runs urban, and Shania to be a swap. If to be Sarah Mutu,
and to kind of way,
me voters ID card,
ever ready. By election farmer. What about Wasso?
If to be Sarah,
we have no. We are by election, Pabra. Am I ready for you? I don't know how the way. Also, the other come. And council DSC.
Oh, DSC.
Very well.
Okay. You know that me, he said, deputy national, I'm saying general secretary. You see, they are not ready for Kpandai. I don't know if you heard it. Yes. You see, they are not ready for Kpandai because they are waiting for a Supreme Court ruling on Asama Omodiko Supreme Court. On the 16th. And even it means that the MPP as at now, they are not ready for Kpandai. But I don't even know why.
But council is here. Haruna, council is here, so you're for wait my boy. Since when? Anna say High Court, and the law is even clear. Say when it comes to electoral MP ship, it shall be determined by the High Court. That's right. It is a High Court. Now what's our jurisdiction? Based on interpretation, Oko Supreme Court. Since when a Supreme Court on Kasai, bet me a hamper a decision that has been given by the High Court. Parliament declare say the seat is vacant. Not Electoral Commission. So you are saying say 7 years later, Supreme Court kasa.
16.
Ana council. Yeah.
16 ochina obe here.
But council educators. Say, the court. I just say train Supreme Court answer.
Oh, not necessarily. They've not heard even the situation of the state of the execution. Nana make there. You see, on my young canokwa. No to a higher neighbor. Political parties are the must stop electoral commission. My own year registration exercise. What district office? The hearing for the state of execution. They gave us a date which was after the registration exercise.
That's right. It was after.
To render our case
useless.
Why do we
Hajj, your health protocols are you would have to have a certificate from accredited hospitals and as health centers before you are able to embark Hajj 2026. Onya, we share regulation 39 of our public elections regulations. Act 127 is clear. How our SC annually elections are contested in the area of inconsistencies, any irregularities. The act is clear. Act 27, 127 is clearly defined in our constitution. And then the regulation 39 is also about how elections are conducted. Credible elections are conducted. And no dispute about it. So, say, who about irregularities, it is spelled clearly how elections are announced, how elections are carried. I mean, you can get every explanation on it. So, Omodi, the judge at Tamono, say, he's an NDC judge. They are doing all sorts of things to inure to the benefit of NDC. No? Let me say they have failed to read section 30, regulation 39.
Accra FM 100.5.
How elections regulations are carried. People again, especially NDC for MPP fanatics and NDC executives talking about why NDC is going to spend over 39 million to run elections. I said that to understand, say, people of this caliber, okay, do not even deserve to hold positions in this country. And now Omofa Ghanaians as illiterates. They don't respect the Ghanaian. Not too long ago, very few months to general elections, you call Asim North. We went to Asim North by election. The same way, you call Ayawas Ablekumanov. The same way, Ayawas Westward. The same way, Echo. So what has changed? Is it the case that the NPP and so there has always been by-election. So who baby are not those people coming from of blowing money or wasting money or public funds that do not necessarily mean say the country deserves or another those constituencies deserve representation. I don't understand. So we share this argument from the people of opposition. It appears say any day, any time, war opposition. There's elections and then the constitution does not favor you.
That's right.
Yeah. That's what it means. Then you gain back your sense anytime you are in power. I don't get it.
Oh, sanity you. Now I don't.
So what is this about the annulment of Kpandai elections? And that's 41 out of 152 does not warrant the annulment of results. And I find it very, very alarming from the people who supposed to know better. Even parliamentarians are making this
argument.
I don't understand. Then, of course, it means that, say, who call an exam room, name out 10 questions. I would meet 10 and 9. And the last one, who copy na chiwa. They should just cancel the 9 the last one and allow the rest to go. That's what it means. Because in an exam hall, it doesn't matter whether you are done, you have copied or not. Say a chew. Now who communicate it amount to what? Malpractice. Therefore, whether you copy or not, won't copy, they will cancel your paper. So what it means is that Regulation 39 is telling every electoral process in this country, in our constitution, Act 127, say even one mistake can annul the entire election. One mistake. So what is it that they are talking about? I don't understand. The Kpandai has a history, which is say it is not a safe seat for either NDC or NPP. It's historical, and nobody can claim it. But we show the antecedents. Next, let's say NDC has upper hand more than the NPP. So in the last election, let's find out who won in 2020. When the ikunim, na ye NDC.
That's right.
Ebasa na NDC di ikunim. How did NPP win 2024 election? Okay, in 2020 elections, this same northern region, Zabzugu Tatale and the likes, is a representative. You didn't call echo share them. Emmanuel announcing results
Without the representation.
without pinches, without the representation of both political parties. In 2024, the same thing. But because we have a buying papa or dream or mind Ghana, or make sure say our electoral process is credible, and that is why some of us are championing say Yenyi Jin Mensa from Bebia Owo, in a sense say he endangered the entire country to the extent that nobody was safe in 2020. Yenyi na me ba a station ha. Ebe can say we didn't need to change our register, especially at the time na ye war a serious pandemic as the world, like COVID-19. To hell with us. We spent over 100 million Ghana cedis to purchase only PPEs.
And for $9 per dose, the man say $19.
What do you say? So if you look at the antecedents of these people, bebia omufrine, bebia omukono, okay, they have no love whatsoever for Mother Ghana. I mean the NPP.
Yeah.
So what I say is the fact. Say whether the court erred or not, the judgment is out there. Whether NPP is ready to go and contest Kpandai re-election will come on the 30th of December. So, just as mu neglect this woman, maybe I call
I must say.
Akwati awona.
Baby ahaya.
Ablekmanov.
The party came out to say omunko.
Rabna NDC. O kire maame no.
I must say.
MPP.
Ablekmanov maame na ko say MPP by say omun contest.
Da ko ananyo no.
Recently maame na win no. Ye ka say
MPP. Rabna.
Mimika.
Is he talking about MPP or NDC?
I'm talking about the elections, MPP, the by-election of Ablekmanov.
Sure.
Okay, MPP candidates in the
The party said Omunko, but the candidate decided say Omunko.
Yeah.
What do I say? At the end of the day, their party had their humble pie. Upon announcing say Omunko, the woman felt say, look, you can't betray me. I have a case. So if they like, Nyindam says, Onu, why krado? Nukusa nyina ahye ne tiremu nyame ne hini ne nia yakaka ho onko if indeed ekuafie say ampara say onu na di nkunim and NDC pese omunji a nyame o mani di nkunim nyame ne tiase. We all see the truth, but now so no we should look at it holistically. what are we trying to prevent? We are trying to prevent irregularities, inconsistencies in our body politics. Gone are the days where people will sit and arrange one of them to come and announce. Say, look, it happened in Tachimai. It happened in Tamale. It happened in Savulugu. It happened in a whole lot of places where people, even in you can say this man Duka Kurum Duka village.
Mrekuduka
Hono. To the extent people lost their lives, family lost their lives.
They send this in we knew. I didn't say yes. What
did I say? So this is a time for us to reform our body politics and then our electoral processes, where we need a credible and a trustworthy as EC chair. This woman who is sitting there, appointed by Nana Akufo-Addo, a beneficiary of MPP, Otu Honum, knowing nothing about electoral processes, and only what she does is to say, Yanko, who Yamina Freo, Abra Unim say, we were still under cave. Oh my, the whole world.
We declare elections by 7
times.
Highly incompetent.
Just imagine.
Highly incompetent.
And if the same person,
no serious country, on the war to Ghana.
If the same person as EC chair can organize election for South, I don't see what happened in 2020. We couldn't have, organized election for the good people of South. So this is somebody we need to be seriously, be attacking for John Mahama to listen to us and take her out and bring us a credible EC. Akwatia, we all saw what happened. Omudiko Assembly Court. At the end of the day, who won? It's NDC that won. Next, let's say, at the time, now a NDC, now there were other issues that we never knew.
Yeah.
So this is the clear manifestation of the good people of Kpandai. Say the irregularities and inconsistencies with the pink sheets and their what have you, has exposed Nyindam.
Yeah.
And so Nyindam should reorganize himself. The party should reorganize itself and go and face squarely. Say, two people made NPP to become a pressure group. Two people. The general secretary
and the minority leader.
Yeah. These are the two people who made NPP.
Minority leader especially.
10 NPP into a pressure group.
Yeah.
What do I say? So the problem with NPP is leadership. NDC is formidable. NDC has gained ground simply because they have won the admiration of the people by fighting corruption, by reforming and resetting Ghana. And the youth of today is happy with John Dramani Mahama's policy. Especially what Basentale is doing at the area where people, if you were whoever, no matter your certificate, so long as you are a Ghanaian and you've had some basic education, you are entitled to salary. That is what it means. Yeah. Because women, your baby, gone are the days that will ask you, now, friend, what is your certificate? You are not qualified to be here. Basentale is there to making sure, say, if you have junior high, if you are senior high, even if you have not got that but basic education, you have a place to go. And that is the leadership of John Dramani Mahama. That is how John Dramani Mahama want to reset this Ghana for everybody to benefit. So Kpandai yet going to be added to NDC majority in parliament, inshallah, because what Nyindam and the MPP did is what is hunting them today. So I don't see who can convince the judiciary by going to the Supreme Court to overrule or overturn the rulings of the High Court. But now, let's be mindful of the fact, say, it is not a given. NDC should go in as if it's a fresh election.
Yeah. Vice chairman, not the regional vice chairman. I'm just
telling you, I'm going there. What do I say? Simply because Ghana, and today as we speak,
national organizer. ọmụ nyina wɔ hɔ nom
Yamin
Yamin wɔ hɔ
Yeah, ọmụ nyina wɔ hɔ.
Mahdi Obako
yɛbɛn sɛn Akogan
Ọmụ nyina wɔ hɔ.
fantastic man ọmọ yẹ adwuma gidigidi pika
I know Basintali would have been there.
yes
Kpandai with 10 green
What do you say? So the fact that Kpandai is not safe for NPP or NDC, the game is what? At the grassroots.
yeah
So everybody should head towards Kpandai. Pop your nose, open your eyes widely as open with your ears.
ẹsọ yẹ kufa
hear.
di ni bi yẹ kufa di ni.
Yeah, what do you say? So that you will see the true reflection
of
of Kpandai, the Kpandai results. Nanso no, minua.
Now this no.
Let's look at how Article 127 of our elections processes and regulations are carried out. Look, I remember
You mean CI 127?
CI 127, sorry. CI 127. If you look at the issues pertaining the irregularities and how courts, previous courts interpreted Regulation 39, Ukai, you and I were not there.
yeah
That famous word, you and I were not there, is a guide. Simply because
2012.
if you 2012, if you look at the pink sheet where you as an agent has to sign and the avoidance of doubt, the regulation is talking about annulment of every pink sheet that has not got an authenticated signature on it. It is bound to what? Be annulled. It's very interesting. So if today the EC has decided to announce it, and then you, the candidate or the loser, decided to sit aloof and look at it slide, it doesn't mean there's no law that regulates it. Even if it is one polling center, you can fight it, and that can annul the entirety of the election. The courts, and then the executives of every political party to always have at the back of their mind, say, there are regulations to our electoral process and how elections are carried in this country. So let's look at it holistically. And then people who want to put dust on the heads of the minority and the majority should be wild awake. With us.
Yeah, extradition ordinarily say meet American ambassador na making kind na me say in a space of 1 year kura aban by 10 months or metimi extradite by 9 Ghanaians and na Ghana focus 9
and maybe a lawyer be chire mu the laws are a guide on extradition because it is true said most of cyber fraud are ecosuno now Usha, what have we done wrong as the people? Very intelligent chaps are your one. Those are going to spend mrenu at their research and abia omudia jumanu. They rather use it to fraud people. But on the issue of extradition, sometimes I get confused on it. I don't understand the law. Say abia Usha a finance minister. Any nimpa bebrea di boni allegedly former finance minister Ofori Atta there are issues of high profile contracts or awardee that has caused the country so much and many other things are all here who quantify in terms of sikano it is so much Ghana bang timi ma with the American United States of America abanu they should put instead of them putting their heads together bringing the guy here Ofori Atta here to in the name of extraditing him we have not been able to do it. I don't know the laws that guys are because I've heard so many people complain about the OS his inability to make sure say Ofori Atta is extradited to Ghana. I don't understand the law. Americans can come here and then send our citizenry who have one way or other allegedly wronged them and it is being done 9 people in a year. So the law, maybe a lawyer.
But he makes reference to cooperation because and many one of the senior experts and consultants when it comes to cybercrime, any of those things. Kumado. So what's Kumado?
Yeah, Kumado. Yeah.
Edinkobo. And now say as a corporate based on their woman, there was that cooperation from this government. Now, 8 years in a chairman, now you're because and Kamia Kwesa said near Katakatas because people could brandish even gold on TV. Wouldn't to me was an example. These Abu Trica guys were brandishing CCK on Facebook, and it was open. But in the space of 10 months, you know.
I mean, this government is committed
exactly
to make sure that cybercrime is discouraged.
Yeah.
That is good.
But they should also be committed, so they were extradite to Ofori Atta.
That is my problem. So if the Ghana government is cooperating with American government to extradite people from Ghana to the US for them to prosecute that, why can't they do same to us?
Our solution say it's not as if said the US government and you're ready to cooperate. And the ambassador can now also bioma point war.
Okay.
Already says slim side Deputy Attorney General Becca say, here docket from Office of the Special Prosecutor. Now inquire how can they start the extradition process?
OSP must.
The SP.
I have a problem, seriously problem with the OSP. Even though His Excellency the President is talking about the structure.
No, but you can disagree with the President.
Establish the Office of the Special Prosecutor.
Yes.
But I think that the individual in that, I mean the Special Prosecutor himself need to answer so many questions.
Okay.
Because I don't know the law. He should go through the process that people must come out to petition against, which I know some people have done. And I beg His Excellency the President to make sure that he's extradite this issue, refer this matter to appropriate a body to make sure that most of
he has referred it to the Chief
those
Justice.
allegations are properly investigated.
Yeah.
Because you cannot be a special prosecutor. You remember Martin Amidu. Even the president at the time wanted to use the Father wanted to use him just to blackmail and get people prosecuted. He stood his ground and said that, look, the reason why he's there is to protect the public purse. Now, why? You are just fortunate that say the Nanado who appointed you has left power, and the government that is in place now is cooperating seriously and is ready to support the Office of the Special Prosecutor. But you are not ready to function. What's your budget now? It's even more than the money they claim they have retrieved into this country. Especially in the case of the SML. If you read the SML case, you see that the Special Prosecutor, I don't know the interest is that it cannot put its feet on the ground to make sure, say, the former finance minister is brought back to this country. And I've had another dimension to this argument. Say, it could be that the SP is in bed with these criminals, these alleged criminals. Because if you are not, what prevents you? You have all what it takes. You have the investigatory machinery that will do proper investigation, that will reach out to the American government and many other foreign area. Because we have that protocols. If not, they wouldn't have been able to extradite people from Ghana to the America. So what prevents him to make sure that this finance minister is brought back to the country
because me saying and lawyer but maybe about train better. Me raise the issue say I know one thing. Okay, me cause I know one thing because me a lawyer.
Okay.
But me want to see be a woman say a free be jurisdiction.
Okay.
In line with cyber crime, where the crime is committed.
Okay.
There's jurisdictional. I'm afraid jurisprudence. I'm afraid. Is it jurisprudence or something? Jurisprudence. Yes. A whole emerald.
Okay.
And so my conversation was that at the end of the I had a crash in the year.
Yeah.
Whether it is by whether it's a dependent crime, a cyber dependent crime or cyber assisted crime.
Okay.
I had him no park on a year.
Okay.
So why I don't know fire loss? And prosecute. But now Ofori Atta say beyond our laws and jurisdiction, we have also signed to international conventions and treaties.
Okay.
Until maybe when lawyer gets his turn,
yeah,
You'll be able to educate us.
There are more questions than answers.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
For me, I have no problem if people are extradited from Ghana to the US. And I think that we should be treated same. Okay. Because the issues that we are talking about now is a public knowledge. In fact, if there has been a communication between the OSP and the American government, I'm sure he would have been brought back to this country. And the questions are so many for OS and for the SP to answer.
Good.
And he should also put his emotions aside and look at the issues as they are, because it's out of that emotions, he had to go after one of the petitioners to his removal, and legitimately, it is out of.
Who is that?
A friend saying, lawyer now.
Martin
Pebu. Wow, it's out of emotion. And the laws in this country does not favor individuals. It is a law that we have to all obey. It doesn't matter your position in society where you have been put to function. If any of us should go contrary to the rules of this country, we need to be brought to book. Why is it that the former finance minister is not able to be prosecuted? I mean, the OSP is not able to prosecute him because he's in another country that we have had protocols with. And so there are more questions, like I said, more than answers, and we will need these answers from the special prosecutor.
Very well. Sit the bedroom. Council.
Okay.
And now, council, my menu last. Now, before the guy in every I mean, call me. Say how would I wanted you to have the last say. Aruna.
The famous Abu Trica. Minimum. For your Egyptian superstar. Ball, papa. Meti Abu Trica. I am in about the Bina Ghana is Abu Trica for your froster instead of footballer.
So also strike a different
angles.
Different angles. So, unfortunately for him, the law
has caught up with him.
But he is such an unintelligent striker.
You know, in this world, and that's why Japan will tell you if you are not smart, don't mean you're I'm telling you. And it takes people with smart brain to be able to outsmart, the smartest. So Abu Trica has put in Ghana on a certain pedestal in a negative way. Unfortunately, the Ghana that we all belong has laws. And unfortunately for Abu Trica, Ghana has signed a treaty, an agreement with the development partners, including United States of America, UK, Togo, Nigeria, and the rest. And we have that act, lawyer, if you know, or if you recall, 1960, Act 22. It is signed.
But avoidance of doubt, I wish you could have
been reading.
For the avoidance of doubt, if who had it, I wish you could read that.
Yeah, it's here.
So that way.
They said Ghana extradition law are governed by our Extradition Act 1960, Act 22, which allows for the extradition of individuals, including Ghanaian citizens, to face trial or punishment for crimes committed in other countries. Okay. And then the key points are listed here. Double criminality. So the Abu Trica case here, and for which reason extraditing double crime. Okay. And they say, Ghana will only release such a person to these countries if there is that double crime committed. Ghana will have a crime, your friend of cyber security and a cyber crime. Cyber fraud, very good. It is if you are indulged in certain activities of cyber crimes. It is in line with our constitution and it is in line with the agreement that Ghana signed with other development partners. So it is fair that Ghana has given its citizens to United States of America because of the double crime perpetrated or actively engaged by Abu Trica. It is not as if, say, Ghana doesn't love its citizens. But in line with 100.5 and in line with the agreement Ghana signed, Abu Trica fell foul of the law and that of the Ghana and that of the United States. For which reason Abu Trica is extradited to the United States of America to face cyber crime. It is more dangerous, especially the era in which we live, that we always champion the internet fraud and how we can clamp down the cyber fraud. Look, in our dispensation, and juxtaposing that to somewhere 15 years and 20 years ago, that we didn't have the availability of social media.
Yeah.
Not this crime. Yahu about cyber fraud and the rest. Not endorse. Because I know you're from Sakawa. But this time, it's like it is gone on a different level where many Ukraino, we are not safe.
That's right.
That people can easily sit in their room and do business as if meanwhile it's not you. And especially when people can hack in this on the system of companies and make a way collapse companies. And it is more dangerous again to see, say, a young, energetic guys who have made it not through sweat, but through how smart they are. Look at how they can influence others by flouting all these laws and exposing certain things on the social media for the youngsters. Not to be thinking about hard working, but looking at shortcut ways to making wealth and allocating wealth as well. Abu Trica, a young, energetic guy.
Accra FM.
The experience and the talent in the IT and how he is good at, doing this in internet fraud and social media. No, anka odi ma ya mamuno training and how they can be good at internet and how they could be trained the cyber security. I think say anka ebebu mom thing using that talent to put in Ghana on a certain limelight so damning in a negative way.
We no ko pege kura unya.
There be
So okwan ofa so nyeska no.
Yeah, patchy. I'm telling you.
Please dance on a lighter note too.
Who na say who ko ji woni kakra with one coke and one malt.
Sorry ninti.
No who we more.
Aha na oka coke na free her. Mate. Is it not that? Cancel. Is it not that?
Me a Muslim.
Say ada you know my main cancer we impacho.
Me catch say me a Muslim.
In political party be penyu.
Me practicing Muslim.
Do there.
Nti me ka cook.
O pa je say me nua onye kremoni.
O na me say my main cancer me we. Misrew.
Me nua me ni onim no kremoni so.
Ana me kire no.
Ona mo ostaga.
Me catch say
on ostaga no ana.
I say you were nominal Muslims and practicing Muslims.
We are practicing.
Me catch say Alhaji Haruna Muhammad you practicing Muslim.
Na why na nominal no?
Minti. The nominals know themselves. What do you say? So the point I'm making is say, let's look at how we can conscientize our youth. let's look at how we can identify. Okay? Trust me, you'll be surprised that the US, after convicting this guy, would make good use of his talent. You'll be surprised.
It's possible.
It's possible. Identifying this talent is one aspect, and then punishing him for the crime is another aspect. So before Ubetimi scammy Obi, it doesn't just take a day. It takes series of planning. Look, one will say we are now teaching our children how to decode and code. What do you say? The coding and decoding is something that has been in existence years. It is now Ghana is implementing or practicing this. So for somebody to be able to decode a phone, in Ghana, I mean, for a very long time. So Abu Trica has made history not because or call a phone, rise and become a best farmer for that matter. But you see now, Oskami in the US.
For now, no, he's innocent. So
I'm saying, say, it is when the law is saying.
No, but until proven guilty, he's innocent.
The law says until proven guilty. But I know for sure, say, before you are caught, they would have had, especially United States of America, before they trace you and get you to be arrested. No, trust me, with those here, no, you can't prove otherwise. So we all know how the impact of being in this fraud business is, or the implication for that matter. So the youngsters should change or should channel their energies, their talents to promoting Ghana in the area of, IT, in the area of, technical training, and for that matter, agric, so that we can together grow and develop Mother Ghana without putting the Mother Ghana on a certain pedestal in a negative manner. So for me, Abu Trica is there simply because he has committed double crime, which allows Ghana to release them because the press releaser, the United States put out 9 people. Yeah. There are about 9 of them. But the famous name that we hear is
for the whole year.
That's what I'm saying, for the whole year. So, but the famous name amongst them is Abu Trica.
Oh, yeah, so famous celebrity, Gekokoi.
As here for real.
For real.
Yes. But
so she even served her sentence.
She's done and came back. But the most shocking part of it is that are not being arrested. And they keep training people to come out with this thing. So at least if USA
and Ghana
can at least,
because they don't have name,
but at least
because some of these things are organized crime. One person cannot do it.
That's why we have local. It is an organized crime. One person cannot do this. So at least Mamuno, the people who want to make money within 1 day or 2 days, should take this
Thank you, Haruna.
Abu Trica experience as a guide.
Different, but I don't pay. I mean, those who listen to me on Class FM.
Okay.
I think the Mia Homber Chichremuye. Me Winiba.
Great.
When it comes to Dana, be more friend Yahoo.
Yahoo.
What
do you call back?
Obio Yimbia Yim there, one of the areas I also supply you Swedru.
Yeah, Swedru. Yeah, fantastic.
And really, boys in Bebre, they were trained by Swedru boys.
You're right.
What for one Wabatina Bawi? Bawi, I cry.
Oh, my history, no.
Some of us, and I pay me share them. There were internet cafes, I know what's in power. What start 24-hour economy? No one was 24-hour economy, and do. There were internet cafes in Winneba at that time who were running 24 hours. And it was because those young boys were using it for a friend game. Yahoo game, Bobo game. But you see, there's some level of hypocrisy.
Accra FM.
We act like we don't know. But I like the word you use there. This is well orchestrated and organized. It's a cabal. There is a cabal that involves politicians. In fact, they are members of parliament. They are known members of parliament. I be more respect one power, but they are notorious of this. Some of the Yahoo boys, you know, when you know, into obedience locker, on na what call upon. No, could you whisk come?
Yeah, I'm going to tie from one of the chairman. And nobody saying, a bit with the chairman, a fraud, a Yahoo business, the chairman, and I just say, oh, senior.
And there are known lawyers who front some of these things. They are bankers. They are part of it.
Yes.
Bank managers, what bank no bar, one or what your transactions here on the moment. They are security officers who are part of this cabal. What should be more than security in painful be afraid of Munja one. It's been there. So for me, that pretends and we are doing all these things. The only reason why this has become an issue in there because we have gotten FBI involved and all those things. Apart from that, there are daily boys, girls in Wayne. There are girls be every Yahoo boy need them be in colors or because what could you see? Because girls in business. Really, but a particular girl, boy or dating at a particular time and they with them boy and I hate. Because boy obey hit to pan, I don't know too much take a girl no go out. So these things is there and they know it. Obia ne in pa do do more and I read them states. It is there, so it's known. But you see, our laws evolve. First, I think 2008 we had Electronic Transactions Act, which out of it you could look at some of these crimes within it. But you would the way evolve into na Cyber Security Act at 2020 and them acts. You take into consideration some of these cyber crimes now occurring. But no, to them cyber fraud you afro.
Okay.
Well, one of my way them romantic scams. Well, one of my way sextortion.
Okay.
Well, one of my way malware. They be a software be now that too. They are now that's some details. There are several spoofing. There are different categories of it. If you more make say well develop a website and other Instagram platforms what's what one is one ton.
Accra FM.
Online scam.
Online marketing. It's so one ton. It be a call order wigs. Wigs in a bar. Which is car. Wigs in a bada. About a Instagram platform or over several followers and Kofukra Akade. Oh, yeah, well, on the ring or my when you know on the platform now. All these things are happening. And we know it. So that is why it is important today for us to be able to fight these things and assure ourselves that you can believe in online trading and all those things. We need to fight some of these things. Else Ghana can be blacklisted. Why the Ghana to be use the paper? It was because of some of these cyber crimes. That was why we were blacklisted from using paper. Ghana do no online transactions was very difficult for us to do it because of some of these crimes. Inti mama yen fe ndagwo do sebo discussion bar or boost economy. I've heard all those debates and all those things. And another angle that is coming up and the note too. It will be disastrous for us to do it is to do it MPP and DC.
That's certain.
Mats the Bimo Kade Amen Badri now they are doing so well and they are fighting it. That is why they are arresting people. Yeah, the man. It becomes a campaign message. Now MPP will say there NDC for water chain. Saka boys, I have water here.
And then Fakakra go. But almost a bit my journey on Facebook, no matter.
Yes. MPP will say that NDC for water chain Saka boys. NDC will also say that I didn't yes. No. Crime is crime.
In political.
No. And this is another area I'm saying. Because sometimes Abufraba we junior high school. No get a Range Rover.
Oye juma be.
Onye juma da okita Range Rover. Junior high school.
The class may be a kushia no abaka so more bra.
I'm not making I mean me simple. So do boys what by you. We know boys is what by you. We know them. And I know boys are those times in Winneba. I mean junior high school we do my junior high school when we no kita big cars. Oko left right center. On Chester West Canasa. No them foam. Na car no turn out no them foam. No, I say I hit me or hit a pin or so. We've seen all these things.
And interestingly, say my name say a home school no mukwa. Every year be any particular car motor. It got to a time they were all following golf. It got to a time for Corolla.
Yeah.
It got to a time we also a Camry. And about Range Rover. I think still a good Ranger now.
Range. See side watch a moon.
Abai. Kpandai.
Truck.
Oh, and also be on to be. Mama to be.
Nice Abu Trica Otu Darko.
Abu Trica do be on the cash. Cyber tracking idea. Ah, yeah. Can't be na your fence, papa. And then there's
Abu Trica ne TikTok page. I did watch when the hustle might be risky, but it is the only way. The hustle might be risky,
but it is the only way.
But it is the only way. Get rich or die trying. We pray not to die on our way searching for a better life. This is Abu Trica's TikTok page. Na obia en control that. Na Fort Boys bia wakade above na be fiska akwanti aginu ba.
Aginu ba.
Nto onye wi na ye wi ya GS ka ba.
GS ka ba. No dey encourage them.
And that in itself embodies them to do what they do.
No dey
but the danger is that obese mo family na nobody will be willing.
Dina make us no dey encourage them anke yema monje but mo friend man ntino because lawyer,
you know,
it's
for me. It is dangerous, and we should be careful not to destroy ourselves by politicizing it. It won't be in our interest. Judges are who they are all part of this cabal. They should all stop. Ofori Atta what the mean comparing extradition. See, some of these ones here, Abu Trica the process is starting on Yendo. Ibu has been 5 for 8 years.
I'm told Abu Trica 2022 into 2020.
You understand? So some of them it has started for a very long time. Compare a bit careful. Kind of for anyway, we don't have the time, but it's a whole process that you need to go through. You even have to go for a hearing. You do a formal request. You have to go to for a hearing to ensure that the threshold you've met it for the extradition to take place. Because Obiana Nembra, Obiana Hawa, or take certain things. Ghana will request Obiriba Beje visa. I don't know whether we ask for police report. But to go to US, they ask for police report to see whether you've engaged in any crime or not. You can even sue the US government for giving you out. So they also want to make sure that they tick all the boxes before such things are done. So there are a whole lot of processes that are engaged in all these things. Somebody is just sitting there and not paying attention to.
Council, thank you so much. I wish we could continue. And so I could don't command Kwame Kwacha or Madini. One can't say Bobby and common Iden or say about point in inside. So this way time will permit us to draw curtains by a camo film condoms, for people who buy. For people who buy. I think so. I come up. Kwame Kwacha said I'm an alcohol practice. Somewhat they are banned there. Come, Kwam. That film condoms, that is say. I'm sponsoring the Kasempa Fahu.
Sorry for you. And I saw him say,
what are you talking about?
I only say me worry.
Say that we no hold on. Say Oka sorry to me use condom and answer.
Say me chimpana.
Na Rashida. Only jai.
Yes, or some pemibio.
Oh, Rashida. Yeah, ready cry say ye be too ba o. Na dey na ye.
Nana, but